Well, hello. It's midweek. We've got a Thursday night football game to get to, and I'm going to hit you with a massive round robin every Wednesday ahead of Thursday night football. It may or may not have the game in. And by the way, you see below, there's still some cool stuff going on here with Caesars. All right away. I don't want to hear anything at all because I'm going to give you a free play automatically on Caesars. It's actually going to be our first play as well. So just because Thursday night is over doesn't mean this bet is over. We have multiple parlays all under one big round robin that we're going to build with this match. I think only one favorite. Only one favorite. You ready? You ready to get to it? This is the massive round robin of the week. You hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. I'm here chilling with you. The Minnesota Vikings on the money line. That's the first play right away. Just look at what's Kirk Cousins, prime time. He's 28-9-1 ATS when his team's coming off a loss and facing a team that's better than 400, including 7-1-1 ATS within the first 4 games of the season. Hey, the Minnesota Vikings, folks, that's the one you want. All right? As I mentioned before, this is the play just to put on your $50 to get $250 back. So you've already hit the thumbs up button. You've already subscribed. You want the first free play. Bang, you got it. But you should use this as your $50 bet. You'll get $250 back, weekly bets of $50. Trust me. Look at me. You're going to need that. You're going to need that because I know you'll just burn through that shit elsewhere. Minnesota to win the game. 8-0-2 ATS is a dog of more than 6 points when coming off a straight-up loss as a favorite. Oh, and taking on a team that's coming off a win. Look, Minnesota on a short week taking advantage right now where you have a team in Philadelphia banged up, also dealing with some issues. This should not surprise you if Minnesota comes out and at plus 210. That's where we begin. Oh, I love this thing, man. I love this thing. Next up, let's keep this sucker moving here. You look at what Detroit did in week 1 by just dismantling the Kansas City Chiefs. And now you ask yourself, well, Seattle got hammered. Seattle got lit up. Pete Carroll, Geno Smith, this team versus Dan Campbell and Jared Goff. Are you kidding me? The Lions are clearly the better team. The Lions are better coached right now. The Lions even have more stability at the quarterback. You can't believe we're saying this. They've got an improved defense. Come on, they're laying 5.5. Look at that money line. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Yes. It's the Seattle Seahawks plus 185. 4-0 straight up against the spread in this series alone. That's the last 4 games in this series, all coached by Pete Carroll. It doesn't matter who else you have on the other side. Pete Carroll has faced this Lions team 4 straight times, including, mind you, recent 4-0 straight up against the spread. 21-9 Seattle is, 28-1 ATS. I just concerned about the straight up record as a dog. 21-9 when coming off a loss and facing another team that's coming off a win. Pete Carroll recognizes bounce back. This is what Pete Carroll does. He's 8-3 against the spread last 11 games as a dog with the Seahawks when facing a team coming off a straight up underdog win. Guess what that is? That is Detroit. Detroit's feeling themselves. Detroit's high. We beat the Chiefs. We're going on. We're doing something. And then you meet Seattle at home, mind you, for Detroit. Okay. By the way, that number I mentioned, 8-3 ATS, how about it's 8-1 as a dog of fewer than 7 points? This has Seattle upset written all over it, and it's our second leg of this monster. All right, let's keep it moving here because I think from this standpoint, you can lay the 3.5, but I think it's just going to be easier for us in this parlay, as you'll see, to push this thing to 3. That's essentially what we're doing. We're not going to move off this key number. We're going to stay at 3, and we're going to have the Bengals lay that. And you better be ready for a beatdown in this game. 3 is great. Game 2 of the season, coming off a division loss in game 1. Guess what? Teams, NFL division teams, right? Because you've got back-to-back division teams. You lose the first one, you're 12-1 straight up, 10-2-1 ATS since 1990. That's assuming they were a playoff team last year. Yep. That's it. That's the Bengals. J.K. Dobbins, I don't really know that's going to work here. The banged up backfield. You start to look at Burrow 13-1 straight up against the spread in his NFL career against any opponent coming off a straight up against the spread win. Do you realize that? I mean, my God, that number is insane. You come in thinking, oh, man, we got this. We got the Bengals. We won a game. We won 2 games, whatever. Burrow is 13-1 straight up against the spread alone. Last 14 games taking on a team coming off a victory. That's a straight up against the spread win. Both. Look, this is going to be the one here. All right. This is absolutely going to be the one here. So let's look at this moving a little more forward here with the Bengals -3. Woo! We got something. All right. Now, keep it moving. Reminder, $50. Let's see what if you just wanted to stop here and put that 50 in, you could win $739 on top of the $250 back that we're giving to you at Caesars. This is like the easiest thing possible for you. I don't know why you wouldn't take it. There's a link below. It's going to take you 40 seconds out of your life to sign up. So my goodness, go ahead and do it. All right. Now we get back to some dogs here. That was the lone, I think, the lone favorite. Here we go. Oh, we're going to need more NFL. And you know where we're going to go? To Tampa. Baker, the Bucs. Oh, man. Calling out signs on the other side. And now you welcome in the Chicago Bears. Well, Baker Mayfield and company have to win this game in order to cover the spread. So it's more than just covering that 2.5 point. They're going to have to win this game by 3 or 4 points, and they're just not going to win by 1 or 2. They'll lose the game outright. Chicago is where we go next. Chicago now here, as you see it, at +122, beefs this thing up. And the thing about the Bears, look, they just got worked in a really bad spot last week. It was a terrible matchup truly for them against the Packers divisional. It's not going to be the same here against the Tampa Bay Bucs. You start to look at a couple of things for Chicago. It's not something that would necessarily scream at you by any means, but just kind of being in this spot. Bucs are just 1-7 ATS in their last 8 games at home. 1-4 ATS in the first of a 2-game homestand. Look, last year, you want to look at that. You want to look at the carryover, Brady and all. That's the record. There is no home field advantage for the Tampa Bay Bucs at Raymond James Stadium. Absolutely none. They did if you start to look at some key stats, they got worked by Minnesota that just happened to win that game. That stuff usually isn't sustainable. You know, there's something about stability and balance. And if you're winning and ultimately losing a game, that starts to even out. If you're just getting obliterated week in and week out, that really won't. Tampa, they're going to be exposed at home. This is a tight line for a team in Chicago, as bad as Justin Fields' overall record is. This is the one you want at +122. Just take Chicago to win this game on the road against a nobody. Tampa Bay, a terrible quarterback, terrible coach, all of that. All of that. Let's keep it moving here. 2 more to get to. I absolutely love this. Another outright victor is going to be the Washington Commanders. And now we're at +89.45. Look at that. Look at that beauty. We need one more before we get out of here. Love Washington. This is my favorite play across the board. Eric Bieniemy and Sam Howell have worked something out. They have an offense that's clicking. Sean Payton went to Russell Wilson way too much in a game in which Wilson barely even performed. They're not going to abandon the passing game. The Commanders have a good defense. They can match up with Denver better than Washington, or pardon me, Denver matches up with Washington. Both teams have good running backs, but I just don't think Sean Payton's going to use Javonte Williams like we expect. This is just a bad situation for Denver at home. They're about to hit the road. It's a bad spot just looking ahead. On top of that, Washington is being disrespected with that 3.5, that hook right there. This should be more of a 2.5 line, but instead it's Washington. People think they suck just because it's Washington. Trust me, that's going to change, and you're going to see a 2-0 Commanders team to start things out. Huge right there. All right, last one for you. Look, this is a division battle, and we're going to target one thing and one thing only. I lied, 2 favorites. We're just going to target the quarterback. That's all. We're just going to target the quarterback here. Anthony Richardson over the other guy. That's all. That's all. That's the key. That's the magnet. You get the Colts who have a better defense. You get the Colts who have a better coach. You get the Colts who have a better quarterback. Those 3 things, bang, that should be enough. Now, let's look at what we can do here. We don't want straights. We want round robins. And we want them by 3s. That means 3 have to hit in order for a ticket to hit. Put 5, pardon me. Nope, not 65. Let's do this. I don't know what happened there. Let's do this. 50. No, I don't want you to do that. 50 is the first bet. First bet. This is the round robin. 50 right here. Oh, 5. We want 100. Look at that. All right. Look at that. 500. You also put, right, 50 on the Vikings. All right. Let's take that out. Let's put our first $50 bet on Caesars for this 164.82 6-leg parlay. This is the round robin by 3s. All right. $5, 20 bets a pop, plus $12.39. If it all hits, you win big. But don't worry. You just need a couple of these to hit. This is what we do for you, folks. Build this beautiful 6-leg parlay, but mainly a by 3 round robin, and it's all here for you on Caesars. All right? We're back Thursday night. We'll look at some stuff, but appreciate you rolling with us. Thumbs up, subscribe. Have a great one.